Hi, everybody. I want to go over the week 4 assignments with you to maybe help clarify what you are to do. So for week 4, you are going to, first of all, complete a discussion topic that is reflecting and exploring the topic that you did in Unit 1. So Unit 1 is all done. You've completed your literature review. And now please go into this discussion topic and reflect a little bit on the topic that you chose. You will also be responding to at least 2 other classmates. So try to get your post done maybe by Wednesday if you can, so that there's time for others to see your post and respond before the due date on Monday. The next thing you're going to do is do some reading, very important reading on the next kind of writing that we're going to do, which is informative research, talking a little bit about finding a synthesis question and how to use SIRS, which is one of our databases, to find articles. So please read those. The next thing you're going to do is take a little quiz. This quiz is 10 questions, and it helps you recognize whether a question is one that looks for a factual answer or is values-based and looks that it's basically an opinion statement. Again, your reading will help you with the quiz, so please take that. All right, and then really the main thing you're going to do this week is to find 2 more articles on the same topic that you chose in Unit 1. This time we're going to find both of our articles from the SIRS database. Once you do that, you're going to fill out the part 1 of the article selection assignment. So again, you're going to open up this document, but you're only filling in part 1. So don't do more than you need to this week. And then here is the link to submit it. Now, I want to show you a little bit about finding your SIRS article. The instructions in our reading materials are based on an older version of our website for MyDTCC. So I wanted to just show you how you would access it. So from the MyDTCC page, over on the resources on the right, go to Library, and you are going to choose the SIRS database. So it's down toward the bottom. And then when you get that page opened, you can type here in the search bar with your topic, or you can look around in the trending topics or editor's picks, or even kind of there by category here and look around. So if your topic is gun control, you could just kind of scroll and see if you see anything on gun control. And here we are. So you could go here and you would find a little bit of information about this topic, a research question, or kind of a pro-con question, if you will. And then you'll see 2 different viewpoints on the issue, one giving you links to different articles on that viewpoint, and of course the other side links to articles there. You need 2 articles, and they need to be expressing different viewpoints, so you would want to look at these differing sides. Of course, you'll want to pick carefully and pick ones that will give you good information. If I just type in gun control, I can actually get to that same topic, which will take me to the 2 viewpoints, or I can just get lots of articles. And either way is fine. What you're looking for is 2 articles on this topic, and they need to be taking different positions. One thing I want to point out is that your articles need to be signed. There has to be an actual author. And if you see the list of articles, you can clearly see whether there is an author. So this one on the Cincinnati Enquirer, you could not use because you don't have an author listed. So we want a particular person to be weighing in on this issue. So you want to look at that. Another thing that I want to point out is that I do not want you to use student articles. And in SIRS, you might get articles that are from student writers writing for college newspapers. I'm looking to see if there are any examples here, and I'm not seeing it. It all looks pretty good. I don't know what'll happen if I go to University Wire. Let's see what that brings up. Okay, so there are lots of articles on various topics that are from University Wire. If you see that, even if it is a named author, please do not choose that article. I don't want you using student opinion pieces. We want to deal with professional writers on these two articles that you're going to find. That is mostly the issue that I want you to look for, but obviously when you're choosing your articles, please make sure that you're choosing good ones that will really give you the differing perspectives on that issue. And they pass the CRAP test. All right, so when you find your two articles and you've read them, you've saved them or printed them out, and you've annotated them, then you can go into the assignment that you need to submit. And you're going to fill out just part 1. So it's not labeled here, but I think when you get to part 2, oh no, it's just part 1 here. So that's nice. It's not a combination. So that makes it easy for you. So this link will have you list the articles that you found, the author, year, name of publication where they were published. And here you're going to analyze the topic, and this would be the focus topic, the aspect of your issue that these articles are dealing with, the purpose of the articles, and what the intended audience is. So you're going to sort of analyze that. Do make sure that your articles are both on the same topic. So even though they may both be on gun control, they need to be dealing with more or less the same question about gun control, so that they can be really compared in terms of their perspective. Okay, and then you are going to look at the perspective. So the sample is given to you of what we're looking for, but this is, who is this author and what position are they taking on the issue? And you're going to write that out as a complete sentence. So do that for each of your articles. And then finally, you're going to develop your own synthesis question. So in this part of the paper, you are now going to focus in on the question, the debatable issue question that you want to use for your Unit 2 essay. So I'd like you to come up with 2 possible questions. Now, both of them, of course, would be on your topic. They both have to do with gun control. But what is the specific question that you want to weigh in on? And remember, this should be a question of value, not a question of fact. So I'd like you to come up with 2 different questions. Later on, you'll be choosing which one you want to use. And that's it. So when you're done with that document, then there's a link here for you to upload your article or link it to your cloud version of Word for grading. And this is due by Monday, the 21st. Okay, so that is all for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.